Okay, this is test video for my upcoming review channel, The Smithy's Forge. At least that's what I'm going with for now. In 3, 2, 1. Hello folks, and welcome back to The Smithy's Forge. I am your host, The Smithy. And today we will be looking at the Transformers The Last Night Mission to Cybertron, Cybertron Optimus Prime, and good lord is that a mouthful. So this, I believe, is the third time we've gotten this mold. The first time, I believe, was with the first movie. Had a kind of bluish paint job, and then they did a more, red and blue Optimus Prime looking paint job for the Takara release, I believe it was. This is with the new one, and honestly, this is the one I like the most. I like how we're getting the Cybertronian script on the side here, and on the windows. I know that's for the gimmick of the line, but I don't know. I like it. This is basically his entry mode. If you recall in the first movie, he and the other Autobots traveled to Earth in these kind of stasis pod looking forms, and if you know what a stasis pod is, congrats, you grew up watching Beast Wars. But no, I really like it. I'm very happy that they decided to re-release this one because I really enjoy the way it's done. It's got really nice molding on it. If you look at it, it's pretty obvious where some of him folds up into, so it's kind of obvious how he's going to transform. They went and did his, made it look like he's got his robot mode, or his vehicle mode wheels that are going to, go down into place. He's got these little wheels down here, so, he does roll. My table sucks, so you can't really see how well he rolls. But no, he's really good. Let me see if I can get a good shot here. The Autobot symbol here is actually one of my favorite parts because it's a little bit worn, but it's actually molded. It's an Autobot symbol that was molded onto it instead of just like tampographed onto it. So I'm very much a fan of that. You can just see all of the amazing molded detail. This was always one of my favorite molds. When I first found out about this thing, I just loved it immediately. It's just so well done, and it really looks like the little stasis pod, or protoform, as they're called, forms of the Autobots when they came into Earth's atmosphere. And I don't know, I absolutely love that we got this thing. On the back here, you can see he has this little, like, fire tail, like an asteroid coming into the... Yeah, just lost my train of thought there. But this is actually kind of cool because it kind of wedges up in here. If you look up in here, whoops. If you look up in here, you'll see this little notch right here. And right here, this is actually pretty cool. It's a little bit of a bugger the first time you try it, but as soon as you get it up in, you just kind of wedge it up in and pull it back a little bit, and boom. And it's even kind of cool because it's molded so that it actually goes around what are his robot mode feet. So I really like that. It's actually really cool the way they did this. So, do a couple size comparisons here for you. Put him up here next to the Transformers of the Last Night Deluxe Class Barricade, which, by the way, if you don't have this figure yet, you need to go get this figure. It's awesome. It's probably my favorite one of the first wave. But, if you look, without the little fire tail thing here, he is about the size of an average deluxe right now. Really cool design for both of these guys, but, obviously we're talking about him right now, but very much like that. We'll bring him in next to a Voyager now. This is the Transformers of the Last Night Voyager Class Prime, and it is just, it's honestly kind of cool how well this scales. This looks like once he scans the truck, he could probably mesh up pretty well and just take on that form like nothing. But let me angle the camera a little bit. It's just so amazing how they did this figure. Honestly, I can't sing the praises about this figure enough. Yeah, if you're looking at it, you're just like, oh, well, I can see his robot mode feet. He's a piece of crap. And yeah, you know what? You're looking for a reason to complain if that's what you're talking about. So, why don't we go ahead and move on to the transformation, because I'm about running out of stuff to talk about. So, this is the way I like to do it. The way I start out is these pieces right here have little notches in them, and these pieces have little tabs. So the easiest way to do this, actually, rather than try and stick your finger up in there to get that out of the way, if you just push down on the front right here, that kind of pops that out. You just flip this piece forward, do the same on this side, or, you know, could already have that one because I'm an idiot. Then we come back here, and we're going to flip him up. See this tab right here pegs in between his feet right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right in between his feet right here. It creates a little tab. It doesn't tab in super secure, but it tabs in secure enough. So then you want to kind of extend his legs up here, and I'll angle the camera up a little bit. And once you get him up like this, if you look up under here, you'll see where his arms are. And you want to grab it by the shoulder joint right here and kind of slide it forward like this. I'll do that on both sides. And then right here you'll see this right here will become his gun in robot mode. So once you get him like this, you want to grab him right here. You'll see this little piece right here starts moving. And just so you're aware, this has a very heavy ratchet joint. So don't worry, you're not snapping or breaking anything. It's loud. So yeah, once you get him around like that, you're going to bring him down like this, kind of angle these back. Going to rotate his shoulders down like this and take these two little panels, right? This one already flipped over, but you take these two little panels and flip them out like that. Bring his arms down to his sides like this. You're going to come back. If you reach up in here, you'll see this little panel right here. You flip this down and come around here and you flip this up like this. You can see his head's down in there. Just reach, you want to reach in like this and just flip his head up. Once you have that in, you put this panel up, kind of braces his head in place. Put that down like that and boom. And you want to take these two little panels right here. They're on a double hinge, so you want to just bring them down. It fills his legs out a little bit better. And right here, you'll see his legs actually tab together. They have a double tab set up here. So once you get that done, you just untab his, you just take his legs from being tabbed together like that. I put his feet out like that, and there we have him. Here we have Cybertron Optimus Prime. And just like I said in vehicle mode, love him. This is so cool. Now I will say this: if you look at the movies, he doesn't actually look like they did in the movies when they showed up. They very much tried to make this look like Optimus, and you know what? They succeeded. 100% they succeed. I mean, you can see the way everything lines up, like his false wheels here. They kind of set up like you see Optimus's wheels kind of take up a place on his legs. His chest here, you can see where he gets like the cab windows of the truck, and I mean, working on a bad angle here. I mean, that head clearly is meant to be Optimus. I mean, that looks just like an Optimus Prime head. You know, with a little bit of Cybertronian look to it. And honestly, this is what it was supposed to look like. It was supposed to look like a Cybertronian alt mode, because the way I've always looked at it is these guys, this mold anyway, was meant to look like their protoform state or their pre-alt mode stage. It's how they looked before they're able to take on a vehicle form, which works for me. I mean, obviously this doesn't look like an Earth vehicle, and it doesn't really look like a Cybertronian vehicle. So I really enjoy it. There's honestly nothing I can say about this figure I don't like. Yeah, I mean, and we'll get down to posability here real quick. I mean, he has a hinge joint in this shoulder piece right here, and the shoulder itself is on a swivel. You have a bicep swivel right below that. You have a full 90-degree bend at the elbow. And you have a wrist swivel, which is very limited because of this panel on the back of his arm here. But it's really not bad. You got the great Hasbro Kung Fu grip. If you know what that is, you're old, and probably as old as me, if not older. Wow, I'm old. Anyway, head here, working at a terrible angle here. Head here is on a full swivel, so you can get a full 360. You kind of have this little bit of a transformation joint too. You come down here, you get a waist swivel and an ab crunch, which is actually a very rare thing on Transformers nowadays, come to think of it. But you get full range of motion there. Then you come down here, you have a thigh swivel right at the hip. You have the hip itself is on a ball joint. You have full 90 at the knee. And you have a ball-jointed foot with toes. He has toes. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, he looks great. And, of course, you can arm him up with his gun. So all you got to do is grab this and kind of paint to get the barrel. But you flip the barrel around like this. And this piece right here, you just grab and flip out, and boom, you have his gun. And you can arm him up like this, and shazam! We have Optimus Prime. And then, of course, you can take his little fire effect here, and this will actually plug right into the end of his gun. It's got little tabs on it, even, so it'll hold in place perfect. And then you have Optimus Prime, protoform Optimus Prime, shooting stuff. Boom, boom, bang, bang. I am awesome. I am Optimus Prime. Anyway. Personally, when I have him sitting on my shelf, I don't like this piece right here because it kind of limits what you can do with his arm. So when you flip that in, it does look a little bit more like a classic Prime gun. So I personally prefer it that way. And the other thing you can do with this is you can actually still use this as for storage. You can actually still click this into the back of him like that. I mean, it doesn't really do anything. I mean, it kind of looks like he's got, you know, flaming farts going on, but it is what it is, and I honestly don't mind it. But yeah, I can't honestly sing the praises of this thing enough. I absolutely love this figure. I'm so glad that I got a hold of it. And you know, he's an all around great representation of what they were going for. So yeah, this is one of those figures I'm just gonna gush over endlessly, and it's partially because I'm so glad I was able to get it this time around. But, you know, now that we got it, and now that I'm going to take a break from the gushing part, I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple quick size comparisons. And here we go once again we have the Transformers of the Last Night Deluxe Class Barricade. So you can see he's a fairly tall compared to Barricade, but I think that's just what they were going for with the character. And on top of that, this is actually from a previous line, and, you know, these guys shrink over time. But, you know, still, I think that's actually really cool scaling just for these guys, because, you know, when they came to Earth in their protoform modes in the first movie, most of these guys, Optimus was about the same size actually as like Ironhide and Ratchet. The only one that was actually smaller was Jazz. So this actually works for me. And as far as how he scales with the current Voyager, we have the Last Night Optimus Prime here. Oh, a second. And as you can see, he's a little bit taller. But once again, you know, this is one of those things you got to look at like, okay, he scanned the truck, now he's able to reconfigure, become the Optimus we know now, and boom, there we go. And, you know, as they've shown, these guys do a little bit of mass shifting. So, personally, I don't have any issues with it one way or the other. I honestly can't sing the praises of this particular figure enough. So, you know, there's that. And it's just on its own. I mean, even if you're not a collector or anything like this, I mean, this is one of those figures where, you know, the collectors are going to have a blast with it, and the kids are going to have a blast with it. This is a fun figure for every age bracket. And this isn't just one of those things that, oh my god, the collectors, they're going to love it, they're going to gush, oh, no, 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 I need it, I need it, I need it. We are going to do that, but this is also just a great one for the kids to have. So, I think I'm going to call that good. This has been the Transformers The Last Night Mission of Cybertron, Cybertron Optimus Prime. And this is the Smithy. This is the Smithy. Can't believe I just messed that up. This is the Smithy. And I will see you next time.